What's up, YouTube? What's up, you guys? It's your girl JaiSweet, and I am back with another video. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have not yet already, please hit that subscribe button down below and hit the bell so that you can be notified when my next video comes out on Thursdays at 12 o'clock. I'm just saying. You guys, today, this is going to be kind of an off the hinge video. I just wanted to come to you guys and talk to you about a little subject that I've been hearing on the radio. I've heard a lot of radio personalities ask their callers, what did 2020 teach you? There's so much that happened last year. It's kind of overwhelming, but now that we get the opportunity to kind of look back, I actually have a few things that I can say I really learned from 2020, and I will take away from that and give myself a better quality of life. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a few things that I learned, and I hope that you leave your comments down below and tell me what you got from 2020. So what I got from 2020 is, first of all, I didn't make any videos when the George Floyd thing happened because it was so much going on. It took a lot for me to take it all in, and I think that's the reason why it took me so long to come back to making videos, because it kind of left me in a bad way for a little while. As terrible as that was and so angry, as angry as we all really got over it, there was one beautiful thing that I took away from all of it, and that is that there are a lot more people on this planet who realize that we are one human race, and that is what matters. I love the fact that you can find videos right now on the internet all over the world of people who were not having it. They were not taking it, even if they had to stand up to their family members, their parents, and say Black Lives Matter. There are a lot of us who get that, and there are a lot of people all over the world who are willing to stand up for that. And that's something that I can say, you know what, I'm finally really proud to be a part of this human race, because there are moments where people realize that it's time to stand up. And it's time to speak back and say, this is not okay, and this will not be accepted because we run this. The fact that, this happened and it was put out there where everybody could see it and they didn't accept that was a great thing, and I think that we still have strides to make. There's still a lot that we need to work on, but that was a really beautiful part of that whole situation. It's hard to take something beautiful out of that, because you hate to see that somebody has to lose their life for something to come of it. But I will say that it was a movement that was long overdue, and it was definitely a movement that made change begin. It started like an avalanche, and I think that we all felt it, we saw it, and it was powerful. So I definitely wanted to say that from the George Floyd situation. I'm praying that it never happens again, but when it does, I'm praying for justice. The next thing that I will say I took from 2020 is the way this pandemic hit, honey. Let me tell you, if you wasn't ready, you got taken down the river like a whirlwind. Most important thing I learned was, first of all, mentally, you gotta be ready. 2020 tested your gangster, okay? If you thought you was a gangster, or you act like you a gangster, and then you collapsed in 2020, baby, 2020 wasn't playing with us. All I'm saying is, okay? It was rough. A lot of people suffered mentally, not even just with the virus, but experiencing so much loss, the George Floyd situation, losing your job, not being able to depend on, to be able to depend on maybe schools being there, it just really brought to a head that a lot of things have changed over the centuries. A lot of things have changed as far as what we deem most important, and we really need to refocus. For real. Like, you had to get yourself together. If you were hiding from things going on at home, you had to face it. If you were hiding from your kids, you had to face them. And that was tough for a lot of people. I'm going to tell y'all, me, it was rough for me. If you don't know my story, please go back and check out some of my videos, because I talk about being a single mother of 2 children who have autism. And it was hard. And I also showed you guys that we were living in a 1-bedroom apartment. So as excited as I was for us to have like this beautiful place to live, and it was, you know, our first like really nice apartment, it was a 1-bedroom, and then all of a sudden we were stuck in there. It was crazy. It really was. So the first couple of weeks, you know, first month or so, it was cute. It got old real quick. Okay, it got old really, really quick. So I decided that I wasn't going to allow that to take over me. So I went ahead and made sure that I had a counselor, therapist to talk to, you know, somebody that I could just break down my feelings to, so that I wasn't sitting in there holding all of that in and feeling overwhelmed and not finding balance, to the point where, you know, I felt like I couldn't make it. To me, during that time, that was so much more important than being prideful or holding on to that, you know, thought process of, you know, if you go to therapy, you weak, or if you let them people tell you how to live your life, you ain't doing what's right. Da, da, da. I didn't have time for all of that. I have these 2 little girls that rely on my influence. They rely on me being there and being fully there and present for them. And that was the most important thing in my life. So I did what I had to do, and I realized that mental health was super duper important. Mental health is definitely something that I will take from 2020 as most important. I would say the second thing, or can I say the third thing? I'm gonna say the third thing maybe, is that, you know, you really got to be financially prepared for these disasters to happen, because you never know when the next one is coming. You never know when, you know, your own little personal disaster is going to come. You know, sometimes we have our own little pandemics, you know, and it's rough. It really is. So I think that it was proof that what we feel like is just so revolutionary. You know, we live in the US, we got this and we got that, and we got this good job, and da da da, like all of that shut down. If you didn't have a nest egg or some money on the side, or, you know, some other kind of stream of income, you were struggling. You were hungry. You were losing your place to live. You had some problems, for real. And as you all know who are parents out there, when the kids is at home, oh honey, they eat 10 times as much as they ever did in the summertime. Oh, we thought the summertime was bad? Oh, no, no, no. The summertime ain't got nothing on the pandemic, boo. My kids was eating like it was a contest, okay? I don't know about y'all, but my churns was tearing my pockets up trying to eat. Like every 30 minutes to an hour, they wanted something else to snack on. I was like, look, we got to ration. We don't know where the next meal is coming from. Y'all need to slow down. And I took the initiative to save that money and make sure I got a nest egg and make sure I had something to do with that money. So, you know, I will say the third or the fourth thing is that, you know, my skill building. I focused a lot in on making sure that I build enough skill to know that no matter what happens with the money, I can always get it back. So in 2020, let me tell you, you learned more than anything that your job is not guaranteed. At the end of the day, you are disposable to them, period. And I even learned as a hairstylist. I mean, sometimes, I'm not going to lie, I get tired of doing hair, y'all. I be like, oh my God, I got to go to the salon. I don't feel like it. Like, I just don't feel like dealing with this, because sometimes you can make people happy. Sometimes you can't. Sometimes it's a great day. Sometimes it's the total opposite. You know, it's a lot. Owning your own business is a lot. And especially when it's a creative business, because you put a lot of passion into that, and when people don't respect it or don't, you know, really love what you're doing, it's hard. It really is. So you got to have tough skin. But at the same time, I realized that, you know, they deemed me, you know, not really that important. They shut down the salons, shut down the nail salons and everything, like the barbershops. We couldn't do anything, and then dared us to come out, honey. Told us we would lose our license. They was going to tax us. All kind of crazy stuff. So, you know, that was tough, y'all. But at the end of the day, what I learned is that I can't just go and make that money and come home and spend it right away on no matter what it is, whether it's bills or whatever. I need to make sure that I get enough income into my household, that I have enough to put to the side, I have enough to invest, and I have enough to pay my bills. So that is a challenge that I've set myself on from 2021 to forever. I'm going to make sure that I have several different streams of income and that I am putting myself in a position to know everything that I need to know so that I can help me and my children survive and possibly others during that time if I can. So I want to put myself in a position where I can actually do that. I would love to have been able to help some people, but I was one of them during that time. I wasn't as bad as some, but I definitely wasn't on top where I would like to be. Let me tell you something. Online sales is one of the best things possible going on. Amazon, baby, Amazon was ready. Do you hear me? Amazon was already cleaning up. But when the pandemic came, Amazon was like, oh, y'all can't go in the store no more? Oh, okay. Well, all you got to do is click, and order that, and it'll be there tomorrow. Okay? Listen, so let me just tell you, if you're not focusing your attention on learning some type of online business, you cheating yourself. Please, YouTube it, Google it, do whatever you take some classes, whatever you feel like you need to do. Get some type of online business. I don't care if it's just an affiliate program. Bring yourself in some extra money, because I'm telling you right now, this is not the end. I don't know if something worse is going to happen, but I know that something else will come. And you want to be on top of the wave when it gets here. So all I'm saying, 2020 taught me that. All right, y'all. And for the last thing, of course, I think this is number 4 or 5. I don't know. Y'all, listen. It's late. I'm tired. Okay? I don't know what number I'm on. That's all I'm saying. The last thing that I learned, and honestly, as important as the other things have been that I've said, this is probably the most important to me, is to love one another. We really, really need to start focusing on the things that are most important. We are all in this together. White, Black, Mexican, Asian, Indian, whatever you identify with when it comes to your customs, when it comes to your culture, whatever you identify with, we are all one human race, and we need to love each other. That is super duper important. And I'm so thankful that we have each other to lean on in different times like this. And this year, it really was proven to us that who you thought you had, you might not have. And those people who you thought really didn't care, those were the ones who came through for you. So it's time to be thankful. It's time to be grateful. It's time to love on those people who are in your life and let them know each and every day that you appreciate them. Show them your gratitude. Thank God for every breath, for every piece of life that you've been given, because listen, it ain't guaranteed tomorrow. It's not guaranteed in the next 5 minutes. It can leave us at any time. And that is the biggest lesson here. To love, to give, to learn to receive that love from yourself and others, to be able to unite when it's necessary, and to be able to help each other up. Because listen, there's enough room at the table for all of us. This YouTube thing, this online sales, this real estate game, there is enough room at the table for everybody to eat. And I'm talking about eating, honey. I'm talking about getting full. Full. I mean, you can get gluttonous off this thing. That ain't good, though. That's a sin. Don't do that. All I'm saying is, there is enough room for us all. Listen, don't talk about your plans while they're in the making, but once you've made it where you need to go, don't be afraid to reach back and get someone. Maybe it won't be that family member that you always wanted to bring with you. That does hurt. I feel you. It hurts you deep when you have to leave somebody behind, but maybe it's somebody else who will listen, who needs that from you. And it was given to you so that you could give to somebody else. So don't ever take that for granted. Don't take that for granted. We need to love each other. We need to give each other the utmost support, respect. We need to encourage each other as much as possible, because you never know when you might need it. And you never know when that person that needs it is your child or your mother or that person that you care about the most in your life. And you may not be able to give it to them. You're going to want somebody to care. Start with yourself. Let's all do a little bit better about loving each other, because that's what we need. That's what this world needs. So I am, really, really grateful that 2020 taught me some really amazing lessons. I feel like it made me wiser. I feel like it made me more prepared. And I definitely have a different kind of gusto about going through the rest of my life. I want to teach my children this amazing, powerful feeling that I have right now that says, I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to put this down just because it didn't go my way. I'm not going to walk away from this because it didn't look like I thought it would. I'm going to persevere. I'm going to push through. I'm going to give it my all. I'm going to reach back and help somebody. And I'm going to teach my children along the way. I'm going to break these generational curses about therapies and teaching kids about money and creating these horrible scenarios in our neighborhoods and within our people. And I'm going to be the one that I want to see changing these things so that I can encourage the next person and encourage the next person after that. I want to change my world, and I'm going to start with me. I learned that in 2020. So you guys, I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say about what you learned in 2020. And, let's get this discussion going on. Maybe I'll make a second video about this if you guys put some really good information down there. So don't be afraid now. Don't be afraid. It's all good. Put something positive down there. If it's something that, you felt like you lost some people last year and it was really hard for you and you need some support, that's what the JaiSweet Gang is all about, baby. Put it down there. Let us know that you lost someone important to you, and let us love on you a little bit. Subscribe to this channel, because what this channel is all about is encouraging others, encouraging you. As I go through my own struggles, I want to share those with you, because doing that makes me feel amazing, but it also helps you get through those hard times. And I love you guys so much for watching this video. I love you for subscribing and being a part of this family. And I look forward to seeing you next Thursday again at 12 o'clock. I hope you tune in. Hit that notification bell so you can know when it hits, because, baby, it's on schedule, okay? I'm posting videos. Yes. And I'll see you next time. JaiSweet Gang, I love you.